Kursk is going to be a first fully-fledged adventure documentary game in history. The player will take on the role of a spy who is trying to gain information about Shkvol supercavitating torpedoes, which at the time were of interest to all major intelligence services in the world.
Здравия желаю, старший мичман Васильев. А мы вас тут дождались. Мы уже шутим, что вы из Африки, наверное, летите. Жалко вот только погоду хорошую вы с собой не...
In Vidyayevo we tried to make a resemblance of the typical garrison base. Even the weather on the day when Kursk departed was checked and confirmed by the team in order to provide as much immersion as it's possible. There, the main character will meet Vasily, the warrant officer who will be his guide, as well as he will provide the player with some insight regarding the submarine.
Да красавица лодка вообще. Аварийный комплект, о котором говорил Васильев, в грузовике, слева.
Before getting on board of the submarine, the players will have an opportunity to see how the garrison base in Vidyayevo looked like. This is the place which was the home base for K-141 Kursk submarine, as well as for the other Aquila, Sierra and Oscar II class submarines. Starting off in Moscow, after you will be briefed about your mission, you will be equipped with your PDA, Personal Device Assistant, which will greatly increase your espionage skills via lockpicking system, hacking, or even the detailed bios of the people you encounter or photos you will take.
Alright, we can go back to Vasily.
Предохранитель перегорел. Твою ж дивизию.
The base at Yura Bay is used for diesel submarines and a few smaller surface vessels. The settlement consists mostly of 5-story apartment buildings built on granite rock foundations or on poles driven into the permafrost. Some of the people from the crew will have tasks for the player, and if the player will complete them, they can tell him information which can be useful while story progress. If not, well, that's just your choice. Maybe you've just passed a great opportunity to make an ally, or to have some info.
У нас тут курить нельзя. Вот я и спрятался за ящиком. Люблю наблюдать за погрузкой. Успокаивает. А ты что ли из приглашенных специалистов? Раз ты меня выручил, скажу тебе одну вещь. Я здесь в порту работал и спрятал сигареты и еще кое-чего в шкафчике у бани. Если припрет, вот 483. Только мне оставь.
Похоже, все в порядке. Готовы подняться на борт? Идем, покажу вам каюту. Не ударьтесь головой.
When you step into the submarine, you will see how detailed and realistic is the environment. Our team worked really hard in order to deliver the best possible experience in a small area, as well as we confirmed a lot of information on how the submarine looks like inside, what to expect, what are the sections, where they are usually located. The scale is converted about 10 to 15% higher than it should be in real life, but it's just a simple cause of the gameplay case. We wanted for the player to have the option to move freely instead of running through claustrophobic corridors. As we mentioned, the game will look at the story of the Kursk in a very comprehensive way. We aim for realism and as much immersion as possible. The player will not only have the opportunity to feel like a member of a submarine crew, but they will also be able to influence the story through their choices, including moral ones. The decisions they make will have a significant impact on the ending of the game, and there will be several of them.
Столовая, баня, бассейн и каюты экипажа. Пришли. Будете жить в каюте с Багрянцевым, Каперанг, начальник штаба дивизии. Он сейчас, похоже, куда-то отошел. Значит, позже познакомитесь. Багрянцев здесь тоже в роли проверяющего. Так что вам будет о чем поговорить. Ну, располагайтесь, а я попозже загляну.
Chief of Staff said I should go look through his things.
In Kursk, it is the narrative that takes on crucial importance, and the game mechanics are closely tied into it. Today, many games are based on a constant repetition of the same gameplay elements, while the plot is constructed to fit them. The creators of Kursk adopted the opposite approach. The title will also introduce them to Russian culture and the realities of the turn of the 20th and 21st centuries.
Ну тогда понятно, что мы не пересекались. Я в Казани редко бываю. Но город, конечно, очень красивый, все думаю туда с женой съездить.
Мы за ним в огонь и в воду, как говорится. Черт, точно пора бросать.
Because you are a part of the crew, as an international expat, you will be able to perform some day-to-day tasks, which were normally completed by them, and some of the quests will be about that, and some of them will require you to use your espionage skills. Like, for example, you will have an opportunity to check the dummy torpedo, in order to check if it's working, and at first you will have to find it. Also, traveling through the sub, fetching quests, and some minimal espionage is the part of the story, so watch out for additional side quests appearing.
Вот если когда-нибудь побываете на лодке несколько метров в длину, поймете, что такое тесно.
Этого точно не хватит. Я бы лучше купил переходник на 370 и заменил процессор. И на 32 метрах оперативки много не поиграешь. 64 или даже 128.
Здравия желаю. Андреев, командир батальона. А это Родионов, наш главный специалист по компьютерам. Мы тут о железе разговариваем. А вы сами как, в комп играете? Да ладно, я вот взрослый мужик и играю. Это все стереотип. Вон буржуи все играют.
Every decision you will make can have a long-lasting impact. Get to know the crew of the Kursk submarine, make new friends, choose if you wish to help, or to ignore the task and see what happens.
Nice view.
the last act, after the first explosion happens, the gameplay will change from adventure to survival. You will be in the middle of the catastrophe, so you will have to watch your steps. More gameplay mechanics will show up, like quick time events, which will not be that common. Also, the puzzle quests revolving around escape will demand from the player to watch for clues, places to search for the possible way to aid yourself. There will be a few possible endings, which will be consequent about the choices you've made in the story, as well as the paths you will take. Your decision will result in some of them happening differently.
30 метров.
Открыть главные вентиляционные шахты.
Шахты открыты.
Доложить о состоянии и герметичности.
Все в порядке, герметичность обеспечена.
Отключить тревогу.
Отключить тревогу.